Alright, we got the benches taken out. Let's get this back seat deleted. Do not attempt to make a delete kit if you have no idea what you're doing like me. I went and picked up some polyfoam from Hobby Lobby. The polyfoam blocks sound quite well. I'm so glad I bought a huge amount of sound deadening so that I could keep using it throughout the car. Every little bit helps when you take the foam bench out of your car. Let's just say it keeps a lot of sound out, so you're gonna want to make sure that you have enough sound deadening. After a meal and 2 hours of labor, it's starting to shape up pretty nicely. I have some foam cut flush to level out the plywood. It got dark insanely fast. I powered through and I made the dampening look really neat. A few extra touches getting this foam glued down, and that's pretty much it for that day. I'm doing a quick trial run of how I want this top foam to sit. Also took some time off camera to redo the back window panel. After essentially wasting a day and spending hours and hours with this plywood trying to get it level and fit in the back, I just pretty much gave up on this. I'll just buy an aftermarket delete kit. Why not? Look at this thing. Have you ever seen anything that's looked like this? It looks like a bee with a gigantic head. You know, it's kind of cute. Finally, I'm doing it. I'm fixing the carpet because I had no idea what I was doing with that fabric paint. You're probably wondering about overspray. I'm not too worried about it with dye because this dye dries and you can pretty much scrape it off with your nail or just get a wet rag and wipe it off if it gets on anything else that's painted. So I just did a half masking job with some old bags and it worked out pretty nicely. I'm actually amazed at how great it worked. I've actually figured out if you go ahead and spray down a heavy coat of black dye and then go over it with the fabric paint, it looks perfect, it won't be crunchy, and I think that's the best result I got. After experimenting with it, that's what I did with the rest of the fabric through this video. Now these C-pillar covers were a different story with this dye. I thought I'd watered it down too much, but it just turns out that that material just didn't want to take the dye at all. I sprayed it down probably 3 times on and off camera. I tried to even brush it in to the fibers and it did nothing. So I went ahead, I had to wipe it with a towel. It got most of it up, it turned a grayish color, and then I hit it with fabric spray and it looked perfect. Here's the after. Tell me it doesn't look amazing. The car's been sitting for a minute. Let's see how she sounds. And again with this process on these door seals, I went ahead, I sprayed them down with a thick coat of dye, and then off camera, I sprayed them down with fabric paint. They turned out great. It was a real hassle to get them painted, especially peeling the seal up so that I could spray behind it. Once you press them back into place, if you don't have it painted correctly, the seal will block paint and dye from getting into the fabric. And here I actually wanted to try the actual vinyl and fabric paint on a piece of plastic. I guess it's vinyl PVC, just to see if it would sit. And it looks like I'm doing heavy coats, but I promise I'm not. I think it's the texture and it being out in the sun. I took my time and thoroughly painted them. So far, they're holding up. I haven't done a scratch test with them, but it's truly just to test it out to see if it does good. If not, I'll figure out something else with it. But for now, it works. here's something a little extra for people who make it to the end of the video. Don't say I never did anything for y'all.